My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I'm under attack by Scientology. I'm part Native and part Caucasian. I used to be a political activist on Facebook. I had a large following. We participated in politics, debated policy, lawmaking. I'm also an author. I write literature in my spare time. I wrote a lot on Facebook. I became a big influencer. Scientology kidnapped me. They installed technology in my brain, and they removed biology. There's more space in the universe than humans can see. There are extra dimensions, and there's an inverse. We have biology in this extra place. We utilize this biology to have an afterlife. When we die, we perform what's called a death cleave. We inhabit our extra dimensions and actually leave ourselves. We cleave. You lose your lower three dimensions. Fly off into outer space. Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra dimensional biology before you die. They remove some of it from themselves, and they turn it into an extra dimensional vehicle. They use technology and techniques to drive this thing through outer space and the world. This technology that they use also allows them to do several things. First, it allows them to access their upper dimensions, to drive their self around in the upper dimensions. Then it allows them to create a hive mind. So they interface digital devices to their neurology, and they link themselves into a computer system. From there, they can communicate with each other and interact with each other in a digital landscape. They can even have sexual relations. This technology also allows for the creation of surrogates, so they can remove extra dimensional biology from other organisms and drive that too. They can even drive third dimensional organisms. And this technology artificially stimulates neural tissue. They can isolate neurons and nerve tissue and stimulate this biology. They can stimulate memories, thought patterns. They can control emotional states. Yes, they can even stimulate sexual organs. They can stimulate any part of your biology, your nervous system. These people kidnapped me 13 years ago. They were attracted to my psychology, my ability to influence and create. They started stealing my intellectual property. I wrote Crazy Bird, Thunder Beans, Buffalo Bob. I wrote the Environment Creation Agency. I wrote Divine Currency or Buffalo Dollars, Alien Bob, Bug Bob, several others. The simulation didn't go very well. They tried to control me, tell me what to do, how to do my job. Eventually, I started yelling at them. They were very hostile, demeaning. I feared for my life. Then I started getting sick. I could feel foreign objects stuck inside of me, inside of my head, my neck, my ear. The whole side of my face swelled up. I started going to the hospital. Eventually, they started removing my extra dimensions, my extra dimensional biology. They were attracted to watching me write my intellectual property. They wanted to somehow harness this ability. So they cut my extra dimensional neural tissue out and utilized it for transplant purposes. They literally gave themselves a brain transplant with my neural tissue. They took more and more and more. Some We have extra dimensional biology, biology that grows out into the extra dimensions. If you remove this biology, you are still attached to it. It's like you're still inside of it. You still experience it. Some of my biology has been used for transplants. Some of it is for surrogate purposes. Some of it for entertainment purposes. Some of it has been used to manufacture evidence. Some of it has been used for a torture device. They treat it like a voodoo doll. So they have my neural tissue attached to a digital device. They keep destroying my memories and parts of my brain. They're trying to manipulate my thought patterns, cognitive function. So these Scientologists, they are doctor types, scientists. They work on biologies constantly. Scientology and surrogate making is literally the practice of removing body parts from organisms and implanting technology. This is what they do for a living. Now they have elevated neurochemistry and they operate above the law. We have no policing authority in the upper dimensions. It has led to psychological issues. They're psychotic and delusional. They stay irritable. They are petty, jealous, greedy, machoistic. Criminal activity among these people are rampant. They like to invade privacy, invade homes, stalk people, steal biologies. They like to kidnap people, take over their lives. They like to experiment on human beings. Intellectual property theft. They use their upper dimensional biologies as lookouts over people's homes and businesses, people coming and going. They can send third dimensional humans to alter our environments, steal things. They use weapons of mass destruction, biological warfare. They are embezzling government funding. They rape people, torture people, commit murder. They have kidnapped me, steal my intellectual property, and to somehow harness my cognitive abilities, psychology. Then it turned into murder attempts, turned into intellectual property theft, turned into biological theft, turned into a snuff film. They were making a lot of money off of kidnapping me, torturing me, trying to pass off a false narrative in which they say I'm a bad person. Somehow justifies their violence towards me and my family. They've done this to me, my animals, my family, my coworkers, my neighbors, my community, anybody affiliated with me in any way has been under their control. I have suffered severe bodily harm, bodily damage They damage my nervous system, my organs, my brain tissue, in all dimensions. So our extra dimensions have special abilities. Fly. If you have a healthy biology and it's whole and you're in a good environment, you can literally fly. They also have powerful eyesight, so we can see in all dimensions, down to the molecular level. They can even do molecular transfer. So if you have a healthy biology and you're in a good environment, you can move particles around with your mind. And they can interact with our biologies in a very complex manner. They can actually modify genetic tissue in the upper dimensions. In ancient times, these abilities were utilized to help life on this planet develop. Scientology has led to a conflict of interest on Earth never before seen. People are utilizing these special abilities to commit criminal activity for personal gain, to gain power and control over the population. These are Dr. Kevorkians. Scientology is it's a medical field of study. Their profession is literally body modification. They have my brain tissue linked to some digital device. They interfere with my cognitive function, and they like to destroy memories or parts of memories. They bring me joy. These people are extremely jealous and petty. They don't want me to have thought patterns in which I defend myself or I tell the truth. Our upper dimensions also experience time as it truly is, as a simultaneous event. Our third dimensional see time as a linear event. We see the days passing one after another after another. In reality, time is a simultaneous event. The beginning and the end of the universe happen simultaneously. Our upper dimensions get to interact with the universe in this way. They get to see time as it truly is. So they can see their future. And they utilize this ability to commit criminal activity and to get away with it. My biology is in millions of pieces. So is my family. Some of it is being tortured. Some of it is being utilized for money making purposes. A big money making scheme. Skin is burning. My face and my eyes are burning. My cognitive function has declined. They're doing the same thing to my animals. Torture, rape, mutilation. You are breaking the law. I am bound by the Constitution of the United States and nothing else. What you're doing is kidnapping, exploitation, human trafficking, slavery, home invasion, illegal experimentation on human beings, illegal body modifications, illegal use of technology, invasion of privacy, intellectual property theft, identity theft, biological weapons of mass destruction, torture, rape, murder, terrorism. You contaminate food and water supplies with parasites and poisons. You destroy our water supply and our food source. They're also cyber criminals. These people have hacked all of my devices, all of my online accounts, my social media. They utilize the algorithms and ads to harass me and communicate with me. They like to show me things like death or goodbye, or they like to say all kinds of hateful and demeaning things to me. Facebook, YouTube. You're breaking the law. You can kill my babies being attacked. When it started, she started having skin problems. She's sick. That's what she does when she's not feeling good. See, she's not feeling good. blue blood status. Truth is, y'all have given yourself brain and organ damage. Then you artificially stimulate this damaged biology. Then you elevate your neurochemistry. You have become very criminal, especially violence, kidnapping, human exploitation. This is a Scientology. They like to turn their biologies into the alien form. When you cut it to pieces, it looks funny. It looks very strange. They're sick and they don't even know it. They're experiencing dysfunction, and their biologies are in pain. They're covering it up, just like they do mine. And that gives themselves a flow state to make it seem okay. Foreign objects and the organ damage is what gets me. It keeps me so, especially foreign objects. Scientology literally shoves foreign objects inside of us for artificial stimulation. My skin is burning today. They keep messing with my brain tissue. They're trying to alter my thought processes, cognitive function. This is more like illegal human experimentation on a very valuable subject, an author, creative. They get to dissect them and experiment them and harvest them and exploit them while he's writing intellectual property or intellectual content. They are addicted to other people's body parts. The technology that they utilize allows them to have access to our neural tissue. They can do brain transplants. They can utilize another person's brain tissue as their own. They can even experience neurochemistry. Being harassed and threatened. Say they're going to do this and do that. They're doing it anyways. You're breaking the law. We function and feel so much better when we're whole, when we have all of our biology attached to us. We're supposed to live our entire lives being whole. And if you do lose biology, it's supposed to be from the bottom. And it's supposed to only be after death. These people are taking it from the top. Makes us sick, gives us dysfunction, causes weakness, brain fog. We don't process energy as well anymore. We can't digest food properly anymore and absorb it, especially if we find ourselves in a bad environment. Spreading. These people are destroying our environments. Particles are supposed to be whole. All of our particles have 11 dimensions. They are cleaving us. They're cleaving the land. They hit places of interest like our capital, Washington, California, New York, now Mississippi, place in Texas, East Texas, and southern Florida. That's their newest location. The dead are supposed to leave the planet. That's how we're designed. Scientology creates organisms that stick around. They lose their ability to fly. It's a worldwide haunting. By cleaved people. I have thousands of hours of video and written accounts of what is happening on multiple platforms. I used to keep a flash drive, or I've been keeping a flash drive. Before I started making these videos public, I used to keep it all on a flash drive. Somebody broke in and stole it. Can't find it anymore. They also stole my collection of phone cards. I bought several phone cards trying to keep myself with a phone service. They took those too. My flash drive and my phone cards. Also screenshot all of the online harassment, every bit of it. Get away from me. You're breaking the law. You are breaking the law. We need to start policing the upper dimensions. Scientology has to go away. Our modern populations aren't qualified for this kind of power. It's destroying the environment. It's destroying life on this planet. We have bad psychology and bad genetics at the moment. Plus, they're making themselves sick with this body modification and artificial stimulation. We don't need them. They're not doing anything for us but destroying us. I just got threatened. A military personnel says if I take this off, you're going to experience everything we've done to you. They have my biology set up in some horrible ways. Torture. That's a lie. You're doing something called victim shaming. Whenever you attack your victims and say it's their fault, you blame your victims for what you have done to them. Please get away from me. He says he's going to do this on national television. He's going to put his hands on me again. Get away from me. You're breaking the law. So they keep killing innocent people to try to justify this. People want justice and they won't give it to them. Our government won't punish these people. So they kill innocent people. So there you go. There's your justice. People they have trafficked, even random people in the world. What Scientology is doing to us. Yes, and they attack our body parts, our upper dimensions. That's machoistic, psychotic, and delusional. Very irritable. He won't stop stimulating his brain tissue. He won't stop elevating his neurochemistry. We are our embers. It is inside of the particles that create us. It looks like inward expansion, or it's outward expansion from their point of view. We're just a shell in the third dimension. It's everything that's inside that makes us. And you are still attached to it even if it's removed from you. Yes, they like to cut it off of us and play with it. They're Dr. Kevorkians. These people claim to be affiliated with the companies Preservision, Yumas, and the Lizard Company. You're breaking the law. I guess I can take off walking. I don't have anywhere to go. Very little money. They're torturing me and my animals. We are sick. breaking the law. I don't belong to you. We don't belong to you. No, we don't. We do not belong to you. I don't worship you. Get away from me. One of them just called me, or calls them, my gods. They are my gods. Look like a bunch of retards that cut themselves to pieces, flying around the world doing dumb shit to people, destroying our environment, kidnapping people because they ain't them. We have allowed people with bad psychology to assume the powers of heaven, to abuse the powers of heaven. Scientology is supposed to be auditing people. Most people in our society are pretty normal. Most people aren't this criminal. You cut them to pieces, you artificially stimulate their brain tissue, and you give them this disposition, power over the people. They develop very bad psychology quickly. They're not eating us. They're taking brain tissue and putting it on a shelf and installing technology so they can control our behavior. These are mostly marketing companies, media companies, social media, internet companies, business leaders, and the government attempting to control the population and take what they want from us, to exploit us for personal gain. People are addicted to my biology. This girl from NPR, she keeps messing with my brain tissue.